Warning. The Dragon Between podcast may contain language and adult humor that is unsuitable for those 13 years and younger. Viewer discretion is advised.
Oh, hello there. Zara Highhill here. Thanks for tuning in to the Dragon Between podcast, a 5th edition D&D story based on Keith Baker's steampunk land of Eberron. We release a new episode every week, so be sure to follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and wherever fine podcasts are made. Now, let's begin the adventure, but remember, sometimes the greatest adventures are the secrets that we keep within.
When the characters last met, the group had settled into the capital city of Zilargo, known as Trollimport. And after assisting their friends, Lefana and Auri, the group found themselves dealing with a situation where they attempted to obtain forged documents in order to enter into the party that was happening later on this evening, where their prey would most likely be, but found themselves poisoned somehow. The group then decided to travel towards the Mercantile Square and obtain some items that they potentially would need for later on in the evening to assist them. The group encountered a couple of monks that worked for the Ondarian embassy, Koratari and Gromosh Tater. After being somewhat brushed off by the duo and obtaining some items at the Pavel's the Light shop within the Mercantile Quarter, the group once again encountered the duo of monks and found that they were also interested in the activities of their prey, Elric Fateweaver. After some convincing, Koratari supplied the group with invitations for the masquerade ball, and also gave them the important information of being properly attired, not wearing armor above a light standard, and not carrying personal bags or weapons into the affair. The party acquired the items that they needed and spent time preparing and getting ready for the event, and eventually made their way to the white marble building of the Ondarian embassy in the Embassy Row. The group mingled with the guests and began searching for their quarry. And after some time, a bit of a disturbance occurred within the dance floor, within the masquerade ball. And Elric revealed himself, drawing the stolen weapon, Sulavas, the Soul Blade, and attacking Ondarian agents. After a fierce battle in a row, the revealed magical assistant to Elric, Rosalind Devosa, was laid low and killed by the group. Infuriated by this, Elric summoned a strange elemental worm creature, which burst through the floor of the embassy and killed several of the bards that were playing in the corner, before turning the creature on the partygoers and the group themselves and escaping in the form of a mist. The group then, through a clutch move by their magic friend Eli, dominated the creature, charming it so that it would no longer attack and would follow commands. The ambassador to Ondare, Nea, then directed her monks to follow the group and chase after Elric, explaining to them that she had just given Elric a passphrase that would give him free passage on a Lyrandar airship. The massive creature burst through the wall, and one by one, members of the group leapt onto its back, riding this strange elemental worm through the streets of the Embassy Row, towards the Lyrandar Docking Tower. The sound of the creature's body rubbing against the cobblestone street, creating a line of detritus and broken tiles and broken pieces of the street. The creature is lumbering forth, pushing forward. You can see partygoers who had escaped the chambers rushing off in the distance, giving you a wide berth. Off in the distance, you can see now the spire of the Lyrandar Tower, which is close to the House Lyrandar Embassy. And you see as it stretches up at the top of the tower, you see radiating out bridges that link to the connecting docks. And you see a large airship that appears to be making final preparations to depart.
Hurry up, Wormy. You gotta get there. I think he's going to the airship.
So, Eli, explain to me how your charm monster works.
Our monster?
Mm-hmm.
If he fails to save, I have him charmed for 1 hour.
Okay. So it's friendly to you?
And it does everything I say.
That's not what it says, sir.
It does spell in.
No, it just says that it's friendly to you. It doesn't do what you say. That would be suggestion. Or dominate. That would be dominate monster. It considers you to be an ally.
I can talk to it though, right?
No, you can't. So to retcon, you guys climbed onto this creature's back, and it's looking at you with hearts hovering above its massive bulbous head, Eli. And it's sort of like shaking and shuffling and moving, and each of you are falling off of its back. I need everyone to make dexterity make strength athletics checks. Okay. Everyone except for Ender is able to hold on to the side of this creature's hide. You don't have to roll, Eli.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you were sitting on the top of its head. Oh, why not? I'll take that roll. You and Ender fall off of this creature onto the ground below.
Ari, is there a way you can speak to this creature?
Maori
is currently a bear, I should
Yeah,
mention.
I'm in bear form. I don't even talk to you.
I'm gonna message her in her head. You can reply to this message.
Can I reply if I'm in bear form?
Does she have her same intelligence as in bear form?
I do have my same intelligence.
And you can reply to me.
Okay.
She can reply to you. She just can't reply like
out loud.
Out loud, yeah.
Perfect! I'm gonna message her. Are you able to speak to creatures? You can reply this message.
Is this thing considered an animal?
It's considered a monstrosity, actually.
Then no. Unfortunately, I don't think this guy's an animal.
There are, as you look off in the distance, in the early evening hours, the light of the sun has faded from the sky now, and you can see now that there's a couple of shorter folk in plate armor who are now approaching all of you.
Oh, there's one other option.
Does anyone have a really long spear? Maybe we can put the head of this girl on the end of the spear, put it in front of its face, it'll chase the spear with us on its back. Maybe.
I'll allow it.
I'm not gonna climb back on top of that thing. It doesn't want us up there.
Excuse me. A rather taller than normal gnome has approached all of you with a contingent of men in plate armor. Might I have a word with you all?
Yes. How can I help you?
Would you mind? Would you? I completely understand. The thing is, there seems to be a hole in the Ondarian embassy wall, and I couldn't help but notice the tracks of this creature appear to resemble the tracks that are leading directly towards that hole. I was wondering if you do anything about it, especially considering some of you are mounted on top of it.
Yes. This creature here was going to attack everyone in the embassy. And see, I'm a very high, powerful wizard, and I charm the creature so it won't kill everybody else in this embassy. So for right now, the creature is very friendly, but within the hour, it wears off. We're trying to figure out how to talk to it to send it elsewhere.
Okay.
Back to its home.
I mean, if you have places to be and you don't mind us taking care of it, we can kill this thing.
Oh,
Because we don't want it in the city. It's already destroyed a huge section of the Ondarian embassy wall. You have any idea the masonry that's going to have to be replaced over there?
yes.
Do you have any idea how much coin we spent keeping more destruction from happening from this beast?
And we appreciate it, I'm sure, especially considering you're traveling with Miss Koratari and Mr. Tater here.
Our work is not free.
Nothing is free, my friend. But that is a
Yes.
very dangerous creature.
Mm-hmm.
And it must be dealt with.
Yes. I do have a question. I need the bag of that lady, and he points to the dead body of the chick. We need all her things that she came in with.
The body. What body?
I guess, Gontrol, you want to show the guards her...
Did you take the whole body or just the head?
We took everything.
We got it all.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to catch up to this dude that's in mist form because he's slower. I'm gonna run towards the dock. If anything gets in my way, I jump over it with my boots of flying.
Okay, so you're leaving the party.
Unless someone wants to go with me, because I can carry one.
The Lyrandar Dock is several blocks away.
Hey, Eli, we really gotta go.
And I'm off.
Okay.
Yes, we should grab her bag though. It might have some important clue. If we could hurry up and get her bag, this lady.
The gentleman that's been speaking to you now looks to Koratari and says, "What is this man prattling on about? Bag?"
Don't worry about it.
Rotari will slide down the back of the creature to the ground and run over. We need everything from this corpse. There are clues that we need to protect my mistress.
Well, I can make an inquiry, no problem, but you must understand with all of the chaos that's going on within the embassy right now, it may take me some time to locate this person's bag. We have to identify them first, and then find out where it was stored. Do you know who this person is? And what name they were traveling under?
No. We
Well,
don't.
see, that's going to be a problem then, my friend. I'm afraid it may take a little bit longer to find it. I don't know what the bag looks like, and we'll have to go through all of the belongings of the folk who were at the party.
We are spending too much time here.
How about you hold the bag for us later, and we'll come get it. We need to go.
Okay, I will hold it for you, Miss Coratori.
Thank you.
Oh,
And-
Gunny only has the head? I thought you had the whole body.
He took
Oh,
the
I-
head.
Lathana took the body because
Yeah, I
I
have
put
the
everything in my.
Oh, okay.
So Lathana's carrying the body over her shoulder?
Yeah, typical day.
We can
Nope.
totally loot it right now and then leave.
She's looting right now.
Okay. So as you all turn around, the soldiers in plate armor are now they're looking at the creature, they're looking at you. You haven't really told them what you're planning on doing with this creature, if you're going to leave it here with them or not. Gunthral is gone.
Do I see the mist?
Make a perception check. You do not.
All right, I'm just head towards the dock.
Okay. So Gunthral has gone. He has left you all. And he's heading towards the dock, which is a
maximum
few
speed.
blocks away. At maximum speed, he is running. Are you also still in your tiger form?
My blended. I still look humanoid.
No, I know. I'm asking if you're still in your were-tiger form.
Oh yeah, I didn't change out.
Okay. All right.
Because if it's innocent, I'm going to track it, but I don't know.
Yeah. What's
I
the
think,
rest?
yeah, there is.
What's the rest of the group doing?
We need to
I'd
go.
look at Lathana and tell her, perhaps when you're finished looting that body, you should leave it with the guards so they can better identify who's the bag they're looking for. And we need.
You've also noticed that Tater has slinked off. He is no longer with you guys.
Let's
And
all get
Koratari,
off.
Koratari, you think to yourself, that's typical Tater.
I'm not too worried. He does this a lot.
Lathana gets off the worm. She has looted the body. How well has she done? Has she examined?
You found a little pouch that seems pretty full of coin.
I attempt to slip that into my pack.
Make a sleight of hand check.
Okay. I will use my inspiration.
Okay.
Oh, come on! No! It's a 9 out of 10. What?
So basically everyone in the party who's present sees Lathana shoving her hand down this woman's bodice into her dress and pulls out a big leather pouch. And you can hear the clink of coins. So my question to you, Eli, since you don't want anybody to know what you're saying, is are you looking at the body? Are you turning your attention away from the worm?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I would... Yes.
Okay. You find a spell
Well, no, I
shard.
was-
You find a spell
Okay,
shard.
yeah. I was just curious because you only said that. I was wondering if she had a spell.
You
shard.
found you find a spell shard.
All right. I'll put it in my bag unless anyone else objects. I'm
Okay.
the only one that casts spells.
You all watch as Eli pulls what looks like a giant ruby from somewhere. You're not sure exactly where it was being held.
Oh, only if Gunny was there to say a few words.
Maybe she had like a little thing strapped to her leg. You don't know.
Well,
Wow.
we should head out. With the leather bag. There might be clues. All right. Thank you, everyone.
Let's go.
Gunny, you have arrived at the tower. and you've arrived at the entrance to the tower, which is a staircase that leads to a lift, which goes up the center of the tower.
Can I see any of the mist or anything out of the ordinary?
You don't notice anything out of the ordinary. You see a mixture of humans and gnomes that appear to be House Lyrandar dock workers that are milling about. So what are you guys doing back at the worm? Are you still hanging with the worm outside with the body?
I slip off the worm with the body. I just plop it right in front of them, and I just say, "Well, goodbye, guys. I'm going after," and I take off.
I will follow the thought.
I will also follow Lothana.
Yes, I'll tell the guards. All right, it's your problem. I helped you. It won't be friendly when you start hitting it, and I kind of take off.
I'm gonna notice that they're all going and try and scurry to catch up.
I wonder where Gunny went.
No idea.
Gunny always runs off.
Gunny, the lift is currently non-occupied if you wish to use it.
Well, I'll go up.
Okay. What about the rest of the group?
I'm whispering into this ring.
Lothana is running.
I'm whispering into my ring and trying to get a hold of Gunny. I don't know if he's listening or not.
Oh yeah, I think
the
everyone
ring responds and says, "I'm sorry, that's currently not attuned. He's
Yeah,
no
you-
longer wearing it.
You
Please
don't
leave
get
a message at the tone."
You remember that Gunthroll took his ring off.
Hey
I was
DM,
just
I'm not sure whether you heard, but everyone took off running after that.
Okay. You all eventually make it to the Lyrandar docks. It's the entrance to which was connected to the embassy, and it's sort of a series of archways that lead into this station house that has a large elevator that goes up the tower. You see several individuals milling about in the late evening hours of the city. You don't see any sight of Gunthroll. And the lift is currently open and free to use. Gunthroll, you have made it to the top of the tower, and as you've exited from the lift, looking around, you can see several of the bridges that extend out from the top of the spire, and you can see one which is extended out towards a large airship, and you can see various folk who are milling about on the top of the spire. All of them most of them, I should say, appear to be wearing the same vestments of the people that you saw down below.
I'm going to look for the gaseous form, and if I don't see that, I'm going to try to smell death or decay.
Okay. You can make your perception check if you like. Because you do not see that that mist, unfortunately.
Okay. Can I smell like undeath or dead or decay?
Unfortunately, no. You don't smell anything. All you can smell up here, you can feel the wind blowing, and you can smell what smells like possibly a lamp oil, like maybe somebody spilled lamp oil somewhere on the onto the stone surface of the upper spire here.
And there's people up here?
Yep, there's a few individuals walking around. They all seem to be wearing the colors of House Lyrandar.
I'm going to pull one aside and ask them if they've seen any strange beings or ships or anything out of the ordinary.
And you grab a fairly skinny, blonde-haired human male who just sort of looks at you and is just like, what do you want?
Tell me, little man, have you seen any strange people or ships around in this area? I'm looking for somebody.
Oh, strange people? I'm looking at one. You look pretty strange. You're big.
Am I near the edge of the, tower?
There are obviously there are railings on the edges of the spire, and this sort of circular top upper level, and of course at different intervals you see the bridges which extend out with other railings on the sides where they would meet the docked airships. So yeah, it stands to reason it's open air up here.
I'll move over to where the railing is, closer, hanging, just over the edge, and say, "Excuse me, I asked you a question."
Yeah, and I answered you. You're just kind of funny.
All right.
Did you go to a party or something? Meanwhile, down below, I assume the rest of the group, you have all got onto the lift.
Yes.
Even with it's a wide lift. So even with Auri in her bear form, she's able to fit onto the lift. All of you can fit at the same time. And you all exit out off of the lift onto this circular stone platform. The wind is whipping past all of you, and you look over and you can see now your companion in his ostentatious outfit. I should also mention that you're all wearing your outfits from the party. None of you have donned your gear. You're carrying your gear, but you haven't put any of your armor back on.
I thought I did that before I jumped on the worm. I thought I specifically said.
I don't remember you saying that. But if you guys want to say that before you left on the worm that you took the time to change, you can. I don't think Gunthral changed.
Nope.
Auri, your dress would have changed with you.
I think I got my sack. That's all I got.
You just got your sack. So you all emerge from the lift, and you're now looking over, and you can see that your friend in his ostentatious party-going attire speaking to a skinny blonde human male. And you could see individuals who are coiling up lines in the distance that were holding that House Lyrandar airship. You can see folk who are moving to pull the lines that were connected to it. And it looks like, just giving a general glance around, it looks like several of the dock workers are moving away from that bridge, which is connected with a gangplank.
Does it look like if any of the ships are starting up or powering up?
Well, there's only one ship that's connected to the spire, and it looks like it's getting ready to leave. The elemental ring, which is made of fire, is currently it looks like it's starting to intensify.
Okay, I thought there was multiple ships here. Oh,
no, it's just the one right now. It's at you can see there's a sign in the distance, like one of the bridges that you're currently standing next to says Docking Berth 4 in common.
I'll run onto the ship.
You're running towards the ship?
I'll run on it, yeah.
Okay. As you begin getting closer to the ship, you can see that the dock workers some of them gnome, some of them human, have been coiling up the lines of the massive Lyrandar airship. And there is a single gangplank which connects the airship to the berth's platform. And as I said, it looks like the elemental ring is intensifying in strength. And you can see some of the gnome...
If it's shorter for me to go a straight line across the air, I'll fly over.
Okay. You can certainly say that you fly over if you like. As you do, you can see that the dock workers are now pulling out weapons and they are aiming at you.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
Do we see him do this?
You saw Gunthral leap up into the air and begin flying overhead towards the docking berth, which is connected to the Lyrandar airship. And at this point, I would like everyone to roll initiative. And I will roll for you, Koratari. Wow. I think that's the highest I've ever seen Eli roll initiative.
And the lowest for the rest of us.
Yep.
Oh, well, Eli.
You got a flush.
Looks like Eli's gonna have to do all the work.
Now that's a turn for Fireball. You're ahead of everyone else, so no one else can fuck up your positioning. Go for it, Eli.
And I have my resistance in this form, correct?
Correct, you do have your resistance, which I'll have to manually add to your character.
You need to make that as a spell here.
You don't need to make it a spell. We can just write it onto your on the first page of the tab. I can just copy paste it. Let me just pull that up real quick. Let's see. Okay. There we go. Boom, it's on you. Alright, so what are we all doing? Let's see. Eli, it's your turn. You can see that from your position, you can see that the Gunthral is flying through the air. What would you like to do?
Giant.
I look. Can I see that the dock workers are House Leander?
You've seen many of the dock workers appear to have the vestments of Lyrandar. Like they're wearing they're wearing the colors. This is a Lyrandar function.
Okay, I'm gonna yell out, "I'm Eli Stormbreaker, son of Counselor Stormbreaker. Do not shoot. He is with me.
Okay.
We are late for boarding this ship.
Make a perception.
I'm House Noble."
Make a persuasion check.
Come on. Ah!
I want to use my inspiration.
Go right ahead.
15.
Okay. You just glancing in the distance, Eli, you see that not all of these workers appear to be looking at Gunthral. or brandishing weapons. It seems like a handful of them. The others just kind of seem confused when you yell out and they look in your direction. Like they look and they see this ostentatious looking person wearing this flowing, tiger print outfit flying over towards the docking berth, towards the ship. Is that all you wish to do in your turn?
Yes.
Okay.
While moving closer.
You have a map.
I will share a map. And let's see. So dock worker number 7 readies his light crossbow, targets you, and he fires. And the bolt, for some reason, is still doing damage to you, even though you're immune to that damage. I'm not sure why. That's weird. Maybe I don't have it programmed correctly. Well, at any rate, I will take that damage off of you, sir. And for brevity's sake, all of these dock workers, the handful that are drawing light crossbows, are just peppering you with bolts that are either missing you and flying off in the distance, or hitting you and the sharp tip of the bolt is piercing your skin, but your body is forcing the bolt out almost within a moment. And you're starting to look like a little bit like a pincushion.
Ow.
And let's see. The one closest to you, as you were flying past him, he casts blindness on you. Make a Constitution saving throw. Okay. So there's this brilliant flash as the gnome produces something in his hand. And just as you were flying by, you caught it in your eyes as you looked towards this little diminutive gnome. And this flash momentarily takes away your vision, but your eyes focus almost immediately. And let's see. Make another Constitution saving throw. Okay.
Eventually you'll fail if I can.
Yeah, this time, unfortunately, you are blinded. Flying through the air, you are currently blinded. There's this brilliant flash as this gnomish woman reaches up towards you with her palm outstretched, and this powder flashes in her hand, and you were trying to blink your eyes the way you did the other one who was casting whatever that was on you, this blindness spell, and just a bright light, and all you see is just a haze. And again, you're feeling the bolts whiffing past you and attempting to hit you. And you hear the sound of a gruff human voice that says, "Retract the gangplank." And Koritari, it's your turn. What will you do on your turn?
I would like to run to the nearest guy, and I'll tell him, please stop, we must get on this airship. And I'll flash him my little badge.
Okay, so you're running to the nearest guy. Now, when you say that, the nearest person, are you referring to the people who are trying to attack Gunthral, or are you referring to the others?
No, I'm referring to the others. Like me or Eli.
Okay. The guy looks at you confused, and he says, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's gotten into them. And he now turns and he yells back. He says, Hey, there's a fight going on out here. Get that airship out of here and we'll call the watch up. Is that all you do on your turn? Okay. Auri, it's your turn. What do you do in your bear form? You're seeing Eli and Korataria who are attempting to try and stop this row, whatever that is, snap these people out of it. And you see that Gunny, who is flying straight towards the ship, now appears to be sort of wobbling in air.
Like, how far are we from this platform here, this dock?
You guys are currently, I would say, about 60 feet away from the beginning of this docking bridge.
Okay, then I'm just gonna spend all my movement to get closer.
Okay, I will put you on the map. Raw Janare.
UFO. That's my turn.
Okay. Gunthral, you are blinded. Which at the end of the round, you'll be able to make a save to no longer be blinded. So what would you like to do while you're blinded?
I'm going to keep going in the same direction.
Okay. So you keep moving forward. You can move your character on the screen. Make a perception check to see how well you do. Because right now you had just about reached this area flying. Okay. So you're doing your full movement? Okay.
That's where I'm attempting to go.
You're attempting to go? Okay. I would say that with your perception, you think you are just on the edge of the ship.
Okay.
Okay. Lithana, it's your turn. You see a big old Auri bear lumbering towards the ship. You see Eli and Koratari who are attempting to make some sense into what's going on. You see these individuals who are peppering a flying Gunthral with light crossbow fire. And you've seen a couple of brilliant flashes from that docking berth.
Okay. On either side of this dock, are there like... Is it raised above... Can you hear me?
The docking berth is flush with the circular platform.
Okay, but is the docking... Or on either sides of the dock water?
Water?
Yes.
You are several hundred feet above the surface
of course it's
of the ground.
Okay.
That hazy bit, that bit of haziness out there, that is wispy cloud. A little bit of haze. It's meant to represent the wispy cloud.
Huh. I'm gonna attempt to, like, I don't know, somehow move along the side of the...
Would you like to spin your full movement to get to the docking berth?
Yes.
Okay.
And once I do, I'm gonna see if I can like try to climb along the side somehow and not be. Is it nighttime?
Yeah, it's nighttime.
Okay.
Yeah, right now it's about 7:30.
So it's pretty dark out.
It's pretty dark. The sun is down, moon rising in the distance. There are ever-bright lanterns which light up the docking berths all around. Plus there are ever-bright lanterns that illuminate on the sides of this spire, which continues up into a sharp point.
Okay. I don't know if I'm able to move myself.
I will throw you on the map if you want to get over to where Auri is.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to use as much
Alright.
movement as I can.
Alright, you're right next to Auri. And is that the end of your turn?
I think I have an extra 10 feet of movement.
What is the maximum movement that you have? So yes, you can move another 10 feet.
I've moved my 60 feet.
Plus you have
renting.
10 more. Because I believe 35 is your maximum for regular movement.
Oh, okay. Well, then I actually have
10
an
more
extra
feet.
20 feet. Because
nope,
my dread ambusher allows me an extra 10 on top of that.
If you attack. I believe Dread Ambusher, let's double check.
It does not say I have to attack. At the start of your first turn of each combat, your walking speed increases by 10 feet, which lasts until the end of that turn.
Let's see. Okay, never mind then. So yeah, you would have another 20 feet of movement.
Okay, I'm gonna attempt to go along the side of this thing and try to avoid all these people somehow.
Okay. Well, I can tell you that this person has already taken their action against Gunthral, but they do have a reaction. Would you like to... It's not pitch black is what I'm saying. They can see you. There's a lantern right next to him.
Can I attempt to stealth?
I mean, you already ran over here and did not say that you were stealthing, so I'd say that you would have had to have made that decision before you ran over here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
and you've used your action to get over there. So basically all you can do is do movement.
Okay. So pretty much they're pointing at me, they see me. I'm just gonna try to run up on here. And I guess just try.
Just in there? Alright, this gnome is turning to look at you. Has dusted off its hands and is pulling a weapon. Looks like they're gonna try to attack you soon. And let's see. The dock worker that is in the middle, or I should say not middle, who was in the standing near one of the crates now, is now going to move and then level a light crossbow at you, Lothana. And you just hear a as this bolt catches you in the side. And you take 3 piercing damage as this bolt sticks into the side of your ribcage through your armor. And Golinder, it's your turn.
I'm gonna spend my whole turn moving up those stairs too, or that
Okay.
left, whatever it is.
Sure. You can totally make it next to Auri.
Cool. End of turn.
End of turn? Alright. The other dock workers are moving to pull the gangplank off. And Gunthral, roll another Constitution save. And you are no longer blind. You blink your eyes a few times, and you can see that you are hovering just over the airship dock. You can see people milling about on the ship, clearly look like workers that work on the ship. And you can just see a few people who are not dressed in uniforms that are off in the distance that appear to be heading below deck.
I'll land on the deck.
You'll land on the deck? Okay. Well, it's not your turn yet. Eli, it's your turn. Sorry, that was basically just a little bit of colorful language to explain what you see after you regained your sight.
I'll move 30 feet and then cast Fireball.
I'm sorry, what?
I move 30 feet and I cast Fireball.
You moved 30 feet and you cast Fireball. Okay.
I want to be like by Ender up there. I can.
It would take 60 feet to get to Ender.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I'll move 30 feet closer to them and I'll cast Fireball at the dock.
Okay. You go ahead and target them and cast your spell.
Oh, I think it's because I'm not on the map. I can't target them.
Sure you can. You can drag from the combat tracker your little targeting reticule onto their tokens on the map.
Oh, did not know you could do that. Interesting.
Yeah, if you click on the little targeting reticule, it gives you the option to do that.
Oh, whoops. Crap. I accidentally ended my turn. Oh.
There you go. No worries.
Which targeting thing?
Do you not have that? It's on the combat tracker. Oh, well, I can do it for you. Make it easier.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, it doesn't show. Like, I'm trying to push stuff to
That's
get it to
okay.
target people, and then it's like, ending my turn.
No, it's alright.
Like,
I'm sorry.
No, I don't want to end my turn.
Let's see. That guy, that guy, that guy. Can't wait to watch Eli commit mass murder.
Yeah.
And then I'm
pretty sure, Eli, that all those people are charmed right now.
Yeah,
I'm
but
fairly
Eli's
certain.
pissed.
Alright,
Yeah,
you're targeted, sir.
Alright.
His date is in danger. What do you expect him to do?
Wait. Hold on.
Why don't you roll a dexterity save?
I'm trying to cast.
There you
here
go.
We go. Here we go.
Alright, so there is a massive explosion of energy as this bead of energy and emanates out. Just feeling the heat. Lathana, you can feel the heat. You looking away from the gnome that's next to you and looking straight ahead across the berth, you just watch people turn to ash. And you watch as the little gangplank, which was there on the end, explodes and falls down. And is that the end of your turn?
Yes, it is.
Okay. I believe it is... Let's see. Yeah, it's this guy's. So, Gnome Dock Worker 1. Now turns his attention to you, Lathana. And has pulled out some sort of a pick. It's like a pickaxe of some sort from his side. And arcs it up and tries to catch you in the face with it. And scores a critical hit on you. And he arcs up and catches you. He's not quite tall enough to catch you in the neck. So instead, he just sort of embeds it in your chest. Right below the bottom of your rib cage and your side. The opposite side of where the bolt caught you the first time you were attacked. And now he's pulling it out. Getting ready to attack you again. But not on this round. Let's see. Gosh, are there anybody left? Oh, I just realized there's one standing right next to you, Auri. Well, gosh. So, Auri, you feel a whiff from behind you. And an intense pain as this little gnome has just stuck a war pick in your ass. and you just feel like, this painful, piercing sensation as it whacks you in your haunch and then pulls it back, getting ready to whack you again. Gunthrow, it is your turn. You have you're hovering just above the deck of the airship. Glancing around, you see that the bridge has completely been obliterated. This small little gangplank, which was linking the airship and the berth. And you can see now the airship appears to be thrumming. The elemental ring is thrumming with energy. And you can see individuals are now reacting to the sound of the fireball going off. And many of the workers are looking at you.
So, on the ship, what do I see on the deck of it?
On the deck of the ship, you can see that there appears to be about between the halfway point and the rear of the ship, you can see towards the rear of the ship, you see a large elevated section, like walls, no windows. And of course, you can see the rear of the vessel. You can see a section of it, which appears to be potentially the cockpit of this vehicle. And towards the front, you can see what appears to be sort of a mezzanine-style enclosed area. It's enclosed mostly in glass, and within you can see individuals that appear to have been seated for drinks or dinner, who are all now craning their necks and looking out of the glass enclosure, staring towards you, staring towards the docking berth.
All right, I'm gonna cast a spell.
Okay, what are you casting?
Toll of the Dead.
Toll of the Dead on the Dockmaster. There is this discordant bonging of bells, and you just watch as the Dockmaster reaches up and slaps both hands on the side of his face, covering his ears and crying out in pain. He nearly falls to one knee.
And I land on the ship's deck. Move 30, whatever I need to get onto the deck.
Okay, you're on the ship.
I see where I'm at in relation to everyone else that's on.
I'm going to share a map with you. If you'll just indulge me for a moment as I grab this map and share it with you and only you. Oh boy, Fantasy Grounds doesn't like that map. In the meantime, let's see who goes next. As soon as Fantasy Grounds stops thinking.
Dockmaster does.
And he's very salty right now.
He is super salty. He is super nettled, you guys. Yeah, holy crap. Fantasy Grounds does not like this map.
Did you make it into a PNG or?
No, I think it's a JPEG, which is why I'm having issues.
Yeah, because it's megabytes instead of pixel. Or
it's more like I have areas that are like fog of war, you know. All right, let me share this map with you. Gonna throw, boom.
Loading. Okay, Dockmaster turn.
All right, Dockmaster's turn. The Dockmaster now, looking around, seeing all of the ashen forms, he now produces some sort of a whistle and blows on it. And that's all he does on his turn. We'll go ahead and say he's rushing. We'll say he moves. He's rushing forward his full movement. after taking the action to blow that whistle. And Lithana, it's your turn. This little gnome worker is just attempted to eviscerate you with his war pack.
Alright, I put out my double-bladed scimitar and I Star Wars Rey style stick him in.
Okay. That is most definitely a hit.
And I will do it again.
Okay, unfortunately, your second attack misses as the gnome dock worker raises up their war pick and ting catches your scimitar, bashing it away.
And I guess I will end my turn.
Okay, Koratari, what are you doing on your turn? You heard the sound of this massive fireball explosion. There's the smell of burnt meat and hair in the air.
Is the gangplank completely up?
From where you're currently standing, you can't see the gangplank, but you see smoke rising from the docking berth in many places. Many of the crates and barrels and sacks that were lined up on the dock, those have burned and are on fire, or were on fire and are temporarily being moved about, I should say.
Okay. I'd like to pull out my broom of flying and fly towards where Danse is up.
Sorry, I can barely understand what you're saying.
Sorry. I'd like to pull out my broom of flying and fly toward where Gunny is up on the airship.
Okay, let's look at your broom of flying and see what your broom of flying. Okay, has a flying speed of 50 feet. So you can get there and then some. So you're flying towards the airship?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll put you on the map. Say you're right about there. Okay, so you're not quite on the airship yet. You're flying overhead, and flying past, you can see now the gangplank is gone. It's fallen down to the ground below. You can still see that pieces of it are falling. You can smell the acrid smell of burnt flesh and see all of the ruined corpses that are on the docking berth. And you can see a very hurt dockmaster, who you would know as Virgil, who is currently limping and moving towards Lithana with a weapon in his hand.
I'll yell out to Virgil. Virgil, no! Stop! I know her. She's here to help us.
Okay. And Golinder, it's your turn.
Alright. I'm gonna go side by side with Lithana here.
Okay. As you do, you can see one of the workers who is currently pulling out a weapon and readying it, looking like they're about to attack you.
I hear Koratari announce to Virgil, the dockmaster, that we're actually friend. That confuses me. Is there any way I could see if these guys are of sound mind? I have no choice.
I would say that as part of that, you can use your action to attempt to understand by making a perception check to see if you can know, or perception check to see if you can see anything strange about them.
All right. Well, I don't know if I want to spend my turn doing that. I just saw Lithana get stabbed, so a critical strike, mind you. I'm going to cover her back here and attack Dock Worker.
Okay, go for it. That is most definitely a hit. As you pull out your your Biesh metal longsword and slash into the chest of this man. You eviscerate him, splitting him in half. Blood spraying as the body parts, his bottom half falling to the ground, top half pitches over the edge of the docking berth and falls out of sight.
End of turn.
Okay. You have another attack. And more movement.
I know, I'm not... Oh, I do, yeah. I guess I'm going to... step here and attack the gnome dock worker.
Okay. And that is also another hit as you slip forth and around and catch the gnome in the forehead with the tip of your blade, and they slide off and hit the stone surface of the docking berth. Does that end your turn?
That is the end of my turn.
Okay. Dock worker number 7 now rushes forth towards you, Luthana, from behind you, producing their war pick, and attempts to hit you in the back with it. And just manages to pierce your armor, stabbing you in the back, nearly severing your spine. And you take 10 piercing damage. As they catch you right, nearly severs your spine. You can feel the metal piercing your back.
Ow.
I guess I need to delete these people who are dead, don't I? And Auri, it's your turn. This little gnome is really annoying and is trying to stab you in the haunch with their war pick.
Alright, I'm gonna attack it back then.
Okay. I'm just going to shift you a bit so you can see it. There you go.
Yeah, I can see it under my butt there.
Unfortunately, that is a miss. As you attempt to whip around and bite this little gnome, it ducks from your jaws clamping shut.
Well, darn. Here I go with the claws then. I missed that too.
And then, whoosh, your thick, bare arm, claws extended, nearly catches the gnome, but the gnome, at the last second, holds up their war pick, and the claws ting, 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 off of the edge of the war pick.
He's too little, I miscalculated. My turn.
Okay. Let's see.
And that was round 2.
The dock worker, in response, is going to cast blindness on you. Make a Constitution save.
Who's you?
Sorry, Auri. The little one that was trying to poke you in the butt with their war pick. Auri, please make a Constitution save.
Okay.
Roll good.
I didn't.
Actually, you actually saved. The DC was 11.
Oh,
There's
nice.
a brilliant flash of powder in your face. And off in the distance now, you can hear the sound of people yelling as more dock workers are appearing. But they don't appear to be holding weapons. And this dock worker comes up and says, "What's going on around here?" And he looks and he sees all of the dead bodies and the ash, and he sees the dockmaster really hurt, rushing towards these individuals with weapons drawn. And he goes, "Oh! Get some help! Call for help! Sir, are you alright?" And he is now rushing towards the Dockmaster at his full speed. And Eli, it's your turn.
I'll move 30 feet.
You move 30 feet. All right,
Yeah.
I'll sit you right next to Auri. There you go.
And I will cast Firebolt.
Okay. Unfortunately, that is a miss as your firebolt impacts the ground next to the man who rushed forth to try and get to the Dockmaster and catches the side of his pants on fire, and he begins slapping it to stamp it out.
And I will end my turn there.
Okay, Lothana, it is your turn. You have watched as your companion Ender step forth and put down the gnome that was attacking you and did so much damage to you. And there's another one behind you which has just wrenched their war pick out of your back, and it looks like it's getting ready to hit you again.
Alright, I will spin around and hit him with my scimitar.
That unfortunately is a miss. They just managed to duck as your scimitar whiffs right over their head. They're kind of short.
Alright, I will squat and I will hit him again.
Okay. That is
Oh
also
my
a miss.
gosh.
The dock
This time
worker
he jumps over
raises his war pick up and catches your blade in that little curved area and ching pushes you off of him. Pretty strong for a gnome. And he is foaming at the mouth, staring at you wide-eyed. Bloody murder in his eyes.
Well, I don't know why I didn't do this earlier, but bonus action, cast Hunter's Mark on him.
Okay.
And that's the end of my turn.
All right then. Another dock worker emerges from the edge of the platform and runs up and sees the other gnome dock worker and rushes forth to him and says, "Percival, what are you doing? Snap out of it!" and grabs him and begins shaking him by his shoulders. And he is currently grappled. And Gunthroll, it is your turn. You are currently standing on the deck of the airship.
Move to here.
Okay, there is a door in your way.
Oh, I'll open it. If it's locked, I'll knock with my fist.
Okay, it is locked.
I'll attempt to bash it down.
You attempt to bash it down? Okay. Go ahead and make an attack.
Is he just rolling a d20?
Yep. Well, he can make an attack roll. Just a flight attack roll at nothing. Okay, you... well, you hit the Dockmaster. I would say a 20 would definitely hit the door. You don't have to roll any damage on that attack. You're attacking with your bite. You're biting the door.
Was that the bite?
Yeah, that was the bite. But I'll say it's your...
both the same, plus 7.
Yeah, I'll say it's your unarmed if you wish.
Oh, it makes it any better. I can headbutt it, but, you know.
So you hit the door mightily, and the door is made of wood, which is reinforced with metal, and you crack it in a place on the door, and you can kind of see a sliver of light from beyond within. And you could hear what sounds like machinery of some sort within. And you just hear someone go, "Ah!"
Open up. Knock, knock. Oh,
Okay.
cast a spell. Let's see.
That was your turn.
Well, I was a bonus action. I'm looking.
Okay.
Alright, I'll pass because I'm looking for the bonus actions.
Sure, no problem. Auri, it's your turn.
Alright, I'm just gonna try to attack the one next to me again.
Okay. That is also a miss. This little gnome, he is hardy.
He dodges like crazy.
Super crazy. Unfortunately,
Oh my
it does
gosh.
not miss your claw, though, as you just sort of bring your claw down and slash across his body. And he buckles from your attack. You couldn't get his war pick up in time to block.
Alright, that's my turn.
Go Ender, it's your turn.
All right, I think I know what's going on here.
Okay.
I'd like to change my attacks from just change them to non-lethal.
Okay. I don't think it's gonna do you guys any good right now, but okay.
Well, I'm gonna try to just knock out the gnome dock worker 7.
Okay, go for it. That's most definitely a hit. Hitting with the blunt edge of your blade, you whack the gnome dock worker.
What kind of damage do I roll? Same thing or
Same damage. And you whack him in his temple and he yells out, "Ow!" But he's still conscious.
All right, I'm going to take a step around.
Okay.
1 step back. And I'm going to give the dockmaster a whack.
Give him a whack.
Non-lethal again.
A non-lethal, go for it. You definitely hit him. With the blunt edge of your blade, you ting him right in the side of his head and he drops like a sack of potatoes. And as you do, the man who is attempting to rush up towards him and snap the dockmaster out of it turns to you and sort of recoils and steps back from you. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes. Again, and remember that was non-lethal.
Yes. If you notice, he is unconscious, but he is not dead.
Okay. Sorry, I said it's dying. I just wanted to make sure.
Koritari, it is your turn. You are just out of reach of the ship. You're a few feet. You're about 25, roughly, feet away from the edge of the airship.
I will continue up to your ship and join them.
Still can't hear you.
I will continue up to the airship and then join Gunny on the deck.
Okay. You unfortunately don't see Gunny.
Okay, then I'll just jump onto the deck.
Okay. So you find yourself on the deck of the ship, hopping off of your broom?
Yeah.
Okay. The dock worker who is currently grappled, he attempts to get out of this grapple. And he does so. Breaks the grapple from his friend. Turns around. And takes his war pick. And turns it away from you, Lithana. And attempts to sink it into the head of the man behind him who grappled him. And critically hits him. He says, "What are you doing? Stop it! And the man is silenced. His body, as he takes from the very top of his head, takes the war pick, sinks all the way into his skull. The gnome pulls it back after leaping up into the air and catching this man in the skull. And the man tumbles backwards and falls over the edge of the guardrail, falling down below, very dead. And now turns his attention back to you, Lithana. Let's see. Dock worker number 3 looks at you, Goinder, and he puts his hand to his side and looks like he's getting ready to pull his scimitar. He doesn't pull it. He just pulls it out a few inches from the scabbard. He looks at you and he says, "Why are you killing everyone?" And then he yells like, "Gods, where are you? Get up here, we need help!" And it's your turn, go Ender. He hasn't brandished his weapon at you, but he is looking very panicked, and he's staring around, looking off towards the lifts of the docking tower.
I'm going to knock him. Same thing I did before.
Oh, you're going to try to hit him and knock him unconscious?
I am, yeah.
That's a hit. That's a plus 12 to hit, guys. I don't know if you're noticing that.
That's amazing.
You whack him as he was getting ready to pull his scimitar out now, and he looks like he's, after you whacked him with the blunt edge of his blade, he looks at you wide-eyed, and he's a little bloody in the temple where you struck him, and he looks like he's getting ready to pull his scimitar out fully now. And you hit him again. And you said you want to do...
Yeah, I'm not killing him.
Not killing him, okay.
I'm knocking him out.
Fair enough. He's not dead. He just falls like a sack of potatoes.
Alright, so these guys are disabled.
Dockworker number 8. He's going to continue to attempt to stab at thee, Auri, with his warpick, whacking into your haunch, again hitting and sinking the pierced blade into your haunch. You can feel it. It's not really doing much to you, but you can feel this thing is like half climbing on your back and just repeatedly attempting to whack you in the back with his warpick. And Eli, it's your turn. You can see that many of the individuals have fallen. Not many of them are currently standing anymore. There's one next to Lithana.
I cast Gust on that gnome.
Okay.
Means I pushed him up to 5 feet. Bye-bye.
Okay, then. You watch as Gnome Dockworker number 8 goes flying. You hear him scream.
Eli 7.
That's what you hear.
Dockworker 0. And
falls out of sight.
I will move over here.
Alrighty. Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah.
Alright, Auri, it's your turn. You felt the gust of wind as it whoosh, moving your fur, and you hear the sound of this gnome screaming as they fall to the ground hundreds of feet below.
Alright, I'm gonna make my way over to the other gnome here. See if I can attack it.
Okay.
Yeah, you turn around to Eli and you give him the happy taps. You're like, yeah, thank you.
Can I attack it from here?
Absolutely.
Alright, cool.
Give it the happy taps, as Adam says.
Yeah.
That is
The
most
tippy
definitely a
taps.
hit. And did you want to do killing damage, or did you want to knock him unconscious?
Let's knock him out.
Okay. Alright. Let's see, which one was that? It was number 7? Alright, he is very knocked out. Is that the end of your turn?
Then, yeah, I'll end my turn.
Okay. Gunthroll, it's your turn. You just bashed into this door, you cracked it a little bit, and you heard someone scream inside. Bloody murder from the attack.
Move there.
Okay, as you rush down the stairwell and you look, you see Cortari has just landed and has got off of her broom. And she's looking towards you.
Uncast Shatter.
Shatter? On what? Oh, on the
On
door?
that spot. It's a 10-foot radius around that spot.
Okay. How's that work on an inanimate object, I should ask?
Creatures made of inorganic material such as stone, crystal, or metal has disadvantage. A non-magical object that isn't being worn or carried also takes damage. If it's
Okay.
within
Go ahead and roll the damage. We'll see what happens. Whoops. Well, he's dead.
Well, I can't turn it off anymore.
That's okay. I'll put him back to... He's not dead no more. Okay, so 9 damage on the door. You see where the wood meets the metal banding, chunks spraying out. The walls around leading up the metal stairwell and the wooden floor in front of you. You can see places where the wood is just splintering in spots, like tiny little craters. The door is not completely destroyed, but you can see now beyond there is a light source. You can see an individual who is seated, and they're about to stand up, and they're staring in your direction very wide-eyed.
And I'll move 15 foot inward.
Okay. The door is still closed.
Hey,
You're not completely through yet.
But I can see through it, right?
You can see through it. It's like looking through a screen door almost.
Excellent. Thank you. I'll end my turn.
Okay. Let's see. Dock worker number 7 is very unconscious. Cortari, it's your turn. You just watched Gunthroll back up, and an energy wave seemed to emit from him for a moment. A crackling of energy, and then you just heard a loud booming noise. And splinters and bits came off of the wood from the deck towards him, and then he rushed towards that area.
I will follow after him.
Gonna follow after him? Okay. As you head down, you see the ruined bits, pockmarked wood, a metal stairwell that leads up, and you see the large form of Gunthroll standing at a door which is almost completely destroyed, but still intact. Is that all you do on your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. From behind you now, you are hearing individuals who are rushing forward. Oh, you can hear the sounds of feet on stairs that seem to be echoing from behind you. And Dockmaster is asleep. Lathana, it's your turn. Currently, everyone is either dead or asleep, so y'all are essentially out of combat right now.
Okay.
And as you look, you look down the docking berth. The airship is moving away from the dock. What would you all like to do? You have one action. What would you like to do?
Eli pulls out his soul sled.
Okay.
Shall we, my date? He looks at Lathana.
Don't have to ask twice, and she hops onto it.
Okay. So you all are flying towards the airship?
Yes.
Can we fit more than one person?
You can fit
carry
2
up to
people.
400 pounds.
Or 2 medium-sized or smaller creatures. So you're going with Eli on the source sled to the airship?
Yes.
Alright, I will throw you guys on the map. And I will share the map with you. Assuming it doesn't crash the computer. And let's see. What are the rest of you doing? Let's see. Let's see who's next in the order. Ender, what are you doing? You just watched and you heard the sound of crackling energy, and you saw the green crystal source sled with Eli and Lathana on it rush towards along the berth onto the airship, which is now moving away from the berth.
If it's my turn, I'm going right to the door.
Okay, there is a a gap there. Make a strength athletics check to see if you can leap the distance. Goender falls. Goender is currently falling hundreds of feet.
I'm going to use my inspiration and reroll.
Okay, go for it.
Oh.
That's a natural 20. Just at the last second, Goender, you were flailing your arms, pinwheeling, and you just managed to grip the edge of the airship as it's pulling away from you, and you are on the airship. That was a clutch move. Let's see. Auri, what are you doing? You're a bear.
Well, I guess this is the point where I either make it or I die.
Well, can you turn into anything that flies?
No, not at level 6. Ooh.
If only someone who had the ability to cast fly on you was here.
Or shape change into a flying creature.
I can't. I am too low level.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, I can't do anything that flies until level 8, I believe.
Is it a bird?
Nope. No, you can't be anything that flies. So, I'm just gonna get... Oh, shoot. I guess I'm gonna try and jump.
Go for it. What's your maximum movement as a bear?
Her movement is 40 as a bear.
Okay, so you can run and jump. Make an athletics check.
How do I do that with bear?
Let's well, it would be your wouldn't it be your stats though, even though you're a bear?
It's my int, wisdom, and charisma, but it's the creature's strength, dex, and constitution.
Well, this actually might work it to your advantage because the bear probably has a higher strength than you.
He does, yeah. Or
Okay.
she does, yeah.
All right, so go ahead and make a strength. Just make a d20 roll, and I'm going to add a 4 to it. Okay. So, Auri and your bear form, you're lumbering forth. Pause on the stone docking berth. You leap forward and catch the edge of the airship as it pulls away fully now, away from the docking tower, scrambling up the side now. You're holding on to the edge of this. Goender, Lithani, Eli are peering over the edge now. You see your friend in their bear form, who's the back of their legs is scratching and just falling off the edge of the wood. Can't quite catch the back of its body. Your heavy bear form as you're now hanging off of the side of this. What would you all like to do?
Okay, I'm going to use my bonus action to drop my wild shape.
Okay.
And then end my turn.
Okay. There we go. And you are now holding onto the edge. You can hoist yourself up with assistance from your friends. And y'all are out of combat.
I'll walk over. Let's see where Gunny is. Gunny!
Oh, we're all out of combat now?
Yep, you're all out of combat.
I can see this guy, right?
You see him. He's staring at you. He has stood up now, and he's going towards the door. And he looks at you. And he says, "What in the blazes are you doing?"
Hold person.
Oh, you're casting whole person on him?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and...
DC save 15.
DC save 15? Okay. He passes.
Okay.
He momentarily... there's like a warbling sound as you attempt to cast the spell. And he looks at you. And he turns around and immediately hits something on the desk. and a metal shutter seals you off from the chamber. And now there is a klaxon blaring that is going off.
Are we still in... what the hell?
The wind is a bit whistly. As you're standing on the deck of the ship, and individuals now have wandered up from the stairwells behind you. You all see now these individuals who are wearing outfits, and they walk up and they say, "What is going on? What's all that ruckus? Captain, are you all right?" And you hear this sound overhead. It says, "I want that rabble off of my ship now! Throw them overboard if you have to! I'm calling the guards of the city right now!"
Can
And
Eli hear this?
the klaxing, you hear this emitting from some sort of a sort of a metallic tinny sound of his voice, and it appears to be emitting from the speakers. And now you can see that the individuals, Kortari, that were seated within that little enclosed area, glass enclosed area, people are coming out. They just look like standard folk, and you can hear people are saying, "What's going on? What's happening? What I don't understand."
Eli wants to see where Gunny is. I want to walk over to find Gunny.
Okay, you see Gunny standing in front of a steel shutter, some sort of metallic shutter, which has sealed off up this stairwell, right in front of him.
Would I know where the captain is, based on the fact that I'm House Lyrandar? I've been on many airships.
Both Gunthril and Eli, you would both know that this is clearly this little office area, which is sealed off. That is the main cockpit of the airship.
Right.
And Gunthril, as you turn around and move past Eli, now you can see the what you can only assume are the folk who are traveling on this airship, the passengers, and these individuals which are wearing some type of uniform. And they're just sort of looking at you all in just sort of the strange, wide-eyed look right now.
Can I see all the player characters?
Yeah, you can see all of your friends and Kortari are all standing around you.
I'm going to cast Spirit Guardians.
Oh,
and
okay.
exempt all of the... So everyone within 15 feet of me, above, below, left, right, everything, because it's a sphere, will be taking damage every...
Okay. You cast your spell.
I'm 10 feet this way.
Okay. As you do, your companions all watch as these various workers that are wearing uniforms are being slashed by these spectral creatures. And are you also targeting the passengers?
All non-party members, as far as everyone's...
Okay. You all watch as blood is gushing and staining the edge of the glass of that little room as these folk who just sort of wandered out to see what's going on are all gutted in front of your eyes, and their bodies slumped to the deck.
And I'll move over here.
Okay.
Gunny, wait, hold on, Gunny, hold on. I can try to talk to him.
The Kortari, you are horrified as you just watched Gunthril murder all of these people. And you're watching as these spectral creatures are cutting these workers into giblets in front of you.
That's also below deck, above deck, or whatever.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Was that absolutely necessary? She feels a little.
Well, they attacked us, and I'm just defending us. You don't
do
have to
one of
come
you
within
know?
15 feet of us.
Do one of you know how to fly this thing? If you accidentally kill everyone who can.
Yes.
And I
Yeah.
will, I will give you guys some experience for that encounter.
I'm gonna bang on the door.
You each receive 467 experience points from that encounter.
Do we get experience for all the civilians too?
Fuck. Shit, no. I'm not a...
Not nullified.
In fact, I should take away all those experience points right now. Alright, so...
Hey, we do question... this questionable thing.
I push Eli out of the way so I make sure I get everybody in that room.
Okay,
no, Johnny, stop! I can talk to him.
So, Eli... Gunthrow, the strangest sight. The walls up this stairwell, your spectral entities are bouncing off of them now. And you hear a strange ratcheting sound, and a large barrel emerges from the ceiling above the metal door and aims directly at you and Eli. Make a dexterity saving throw. Both of you. And Koritari. I will roll for Koritari.
Oh.
Okay. Let's see. Koritari, dex save. Shouldn't be too bad for you, because you got a +7. Nope, you take 2. Okay, so Koritari, Eli, and Gunthrow all take 19 fire damage and are blasted away from the door. Why are there 2 Auries on the combat tracker? That's weird.
She's special.
I still maintain concentration. Thank you.
Oh, with a 15? That was 19.
Half that.
Oh, I thought it was half of the
It's
damage.
half
Okay.
the damage, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So Guthor, you are blasted back with Eli. And you now hear a voice echoing across the deck saying, "If you're quite finished, we can resume talking. Otherwise, I'm going to blast you all again." And you're now hearing this ratcheting noise as more of those barrels are emerging, and steel shutters, Gunthrow, just as you go towards those stairs, seal off the below deck. You hear the metallic grinding as it on both sides, just as you're approaching the stairs.
I'm gonna yell out, "I am a Stormbringer. I'm House Lyrandar. Open up."
Make a persuasion check. Meanwhile, what are the rest of you guys doing? Lithana, Ender, Auri? After observing this wanton murder, watching your 3 companions blasted by some sort of fiery attack, and the ship is continuing to move away, northeast, away from Trollenport. Looking over the edge of the ship now, you can see that there are some sort of searchlight, some sort of strange light that resembles a searchlight, which is illuminating the tower from the base of the tower, and you hear a klaxon warning, which is echoing from the distance. Yeah, that's a solid wall there. Gonna go through.
Do you have a map?
What is that gold thing?
That is a massive support beam, which appears to be made of metal, which is holding part of the supports for the elemental ring. I think
There
I shared
it
it
is.
with you guys. Might take a moment.
Loading.
It's loading.
We are here to talk.
Oh, it's
Captain.
large.
You hear that voice now echoing out over the bridge. You hear, "Then talk. You have a funny way of showing things."
You might be harvesting a very high level fugitive on board. We were being attacked.
The only
Well, we defended
attackers I
ourselves.
see are you and your ilk.
We were defending ourselves when we tried to come aboard to stop this ship. You attacked us.
I didn't attack anyone. And
Well,
then
that's
you
yours
murdered my crew.
Well, unfortunately, my friend thought they were all going to attack us as we were attacked the whole way up here. We're gonna fight through many of your dock workers.
We have orders from Krell. What is your master's name again? Card.
Nea Irkrel and Koratari Stepsword. We come from the Ondarian embassy. We have reason to believe that there is a dangerous man on this ship, and we must have passage to search for him.
And
Do you work for this man?
you hear, "I am the captain of this vessel. Everyone who's aboard is above board, at least the folks who are still living from your wanton attacks."
Fate
Are you-
Weaver, is he here?
Are you still keeping up your spectral attackers there, Gunthril?
Yeah, no one's told me to take it down, so yeah, I'm just walking around.
Okay, you're just watching as Gunthril is just sort of moving around the ship, and you're hearing the sounds of something from below on the lower deck. And you just hear the man now yelling out, "Stop killing my people! Stop killing my passengers!"
Gunny, to stop. Stop what you're doing.
Stand down.
Stand down, Gunny.
I guess.
You murderers! You want me to have a common conversation about all this, and yet you spread wanton violence and death.
Look, we were
you
attacked.
are you carrying Fate Weaver on this ship right now?
I don't know who you're talking about.
I'm gonna walk up to Gunny and say, Fate Weaver's on this ship.
Oh, he is? Okay, I'll turn. You want me to turn my thingy back on?
No, I'm asking you. You tracked him onto this vessel?
You hear the wind blowing.
You just hear the wind blowing.
I'm gonna look at Eli, back at Gunny, and then over to Lathana. Are we on the right ship?
I have no idea. We won't know until we can get below deck.
Sir, I understand that you do not trust us. We have not given you a reason to trust us, but there may be a vampire on the ship that could harm every single one of these passengers even worse than we have. That is why we are here.
Make a persuasion roll.
And save your people.
Make a persuasion.
If the people weren't bad, they wouldn't have died, you know.
Did you hear me, Lothana?
Can I have help?
If one of your friends wants to help, they can tell me what they say to help you. And I'll give you an advantage on your roll.
I am Eli Stormbringer, House Lyrandar. I was a captain.
I'm gonna quiet down Eli and talk over him. We demand to search this vessel.
That's more of a intimidation. So, Lithana, make your roll just straight. I almost wish to give you disadvantage on this, to be perfectly honest.
9.
So there's a pause, and you hear the man say, "A vampire."
Yes, a vampire. We saw him come this way, killed many people. We followed him to this ship.
That's a lie. Okay. Make a deception check.
Pretty good at that. 16?
Okay. There's another pause, and you hear him say, "Well, I don't know about all that. As long as he's paid his fare and doesn't feast on my crew, and doesn't kill them like you folk have been doing, what do I care what type of creature he is?" And then the sound from the audio cuts out. All you hear is the sound, the creaking ship, the flame overhead from the elemental ring as it emits the energy which propels the airship forward, and the sound of the wind. And would you all like to take a break? I know we've been playing for a while. I haven't asked you yet.
I'm good.
I'm good.
I'm alright. I'm just gonna grab a water bottle. That takes me 2 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're all standing on the deck of this blustery airship. The sound of the flame from the elemental ring, you can just hear it from your position. You can hear it the din of the flame as it projects and propels the airship, and the continuing howling wind as it blows over the deck. You don't hear anything else emitting from the auditory device that projected the captain's voice.
So when we used to raid these ships, what was the easiest way to get this thing to stop moving?
The easiest way to stop one of these would be to get to the elemental chamber and breach it.
And where would that be located? Behind that steel?
It would be most airships, based on your pirate background, that they could be somewhere on one of the decks. Typically, they're not housed because of the very volatile nature of the elemental chamber. They're not housed near the deck where, like this top deck, for sure. Especially not anywhere near where the ship's wheel would be located.
So were there any openings or windows or anything that I saw on the outside?
On the outside of the ship? As you were coming up?
Look if I have to.
Yeah, you can walk around the ship and look over the edge if you like.
Yeah, don't I see like access cargo doors or windows? It's large enough for someone like me.
You see on each side of the ship, you saw what appears to be. Let's see.
Hold on, Gunny. Let me try one last time.
You saw what appeared to be these steel or metal shutters on each side of the ship, but you don't see any windows. You don't see any portholes on the sides of the airship. Everything seems to be covered with these shutters in places. You see two large ones, like 15-foot wide shutters, on both sides of the ship, on the next level below you. And at the front of the ship, you see another one, but it's a bit further below.
And what was it that we used to breach either the side of the ship or whatnot to get to where we needed?
Well, typically, whenever you would attempt to attack an airship, the air pirates would typically try to either have a man on board, either they would know where they were coming from. That was one tactic that you would get into a ship that was locked down. Another tactic that you've used in the past was to approach an airship at a distance with another airship and send out a boarding party on air skiffs, and then get to an unprotected region of the ship and attempt to gain access that way.
I want to yell out again and try.
Okay.
House Lyrandar. My father is a noble in the council. If you don't open up, this will be the last flight you ever take.
And immediately you hear the man yell out, I'm supposed to trust your word after your companions killed passengers and my crew. You claim to be from House Lyrandar. Why would a House Lyrandar dragon-marked elf attack an airship?
Again, we were attacked. I yelled out that I was House Lyrandar many times, but your crew and your dock workers still attacked us.
Fool! Those dock workers don't work for me.
I understand.
Apparently you don't.
I apologize about what happened today. But solving this, we need to figure something out. Solving this, let's talk face to face.
It's highly unlikely if I open that door that you're going to treat me well and fairly.
I will promise as House Lyrandar that you won't be harmed.
Make a persuasion check, Eli.
What's this right
I'm gonna shout over him. No, I'm just kidding.
That is a that whole area. That's essentially it's like a glass gazebo, like a metal framed glass gazebo. You can see within there's a couple of tables and chairs. You see what looks like food and drink that are set on a table. And you see all this as you're stepping over the corpses of the mutilated bodies of the passengers.
Oh, I'll go in. Get a drink.
Okay.
Eat.
There's a door on either side. You're walking through a pane of glass.
Okay.
So Gunthrow, you all watch as he steps over the bodies of the passengers and heads inside of that little common area and begins eating and drinking. Eli, you hear there's a pause, and then you hear the voice once again. It says, I'll allow one of you to come in and talk terms.
I'll go in. I'm House.
I'll volunteer.
Not you.
Not me?
No.
So you...
I can go in and negotiate. Hey.
No.
Sonny, you better stay out of it.
You just killed half the people on the ship. I don't know if they want to talk to you very much.
I will allow one of you who has not attacked my crew or my passengers.
The only... Oh, sorry.
Let the person that's like, the bodyguard of the noble of the city, let her go in and tell them absolute surrender and we'll be good.
No.
How are you saying this to them while you're eating?
Well, let the door open.
Okay. So you all hear
He yells out.
very. You just hear
Over here
Guthrie.
watching with feet propped up,
You hear Gunny from somewhere yelling.
Yeah. Ari.
I personally comment. Perhaps you should be the one to speak.
Ari.
I crumble under pressure. Are you sure, Koratar, you can't do it?
I will absolutely give it my best shot.
All right. We're sending one in to speak.
She is from the ambassador's house. She's very official.
I'm sure. I want all of you to head towards the front of the ship.
We join Gunny with the food. No,
You just see Gunthral is sort of picking at the deck with his new sword.
Trying to figure out how thick it might be.
So one by one, all of you head away from the rear of the vessel. And Kortari, as you start to head towards the stairs, you can see that large barrel is trained on you, and the metal shutter now opens. And you can see the man beyond, this very, very muscular man with a very thick mustache. And you can see beyond him now, you can see a couple of other individuals within the chamber. And they are currently holding weapons your way.
How many?
You don't see, you're at the front of the vessel.
How many?
Several. You just see, from your position right now, you see the man, and then you see at least 3 individuals holding firearms in your direction.
I smile and just give them a little wave. And can I enter?
Yes, you can. You enter. He opens. One of the men holding the gun on you opens the ruined door and beckons for you to enter. And do you?
Yes.
Okay. The moment that you do, the man guides you over to a chair, has you sit down, closes the ruined door, and then the shutter seals the chamber once again. And the man with the bushy mustache, thick, muscular slab of a man looks at you and says, "And who might you be?"
My name is Kortari. I am the personal bodyguard of Nea.
Ambassador Ilkrell.
That's correct.
And what are you doing on my ship? What is this business all about?
There was an incident at the Masquerade Gala. Many people were attacked. There is a man, he goes by the name of Elric Fateweaver. We chased him onto, well, we believe he's on your vessel. Many people were killed, and my patron has a lot of information that we have to chase him down. I was sent with this party here. They seem to be hunting him down as well. I have information he's extremely dangerous. As you heard, he is a vampire. We watched him disappear.
As I said before, I don't care what he is. If he's on my ship, he's paid his fare and he's above board.
And that's all well and good. However, once he causes destruction as he did this evening, I believe that you will...
See, here's the problem, Miss Kortari.
Yes.
The only destruction and death that has been inflicted, as far as I'm concerned, has been from your companions. So tell me right now why I shouldn't have you all thrown off of the deck. Keep in mind, I don't intend, even though you have killed my passengers and killed my crew, I don't intend to kill any of you or cause harm to you. That is not my way. I am a fair man, and if you deal fair with me, I will do so in return. I'll give you each a ring of featherfall, and we'll say our goodbyes on the deck, and you can make your way to the ground far, far below, away from me as we make our way to Starliasker. Is that agreeable? You can all get off my ship.
I'm sorry, but I must remain on this ship. It's imperative that we find the...
Well, I'll tell you what. Starliasker is a 50-hour trip. It's approximately 2 days of air travel. I'll give you until we meet the docking tower at Starliasker to search the ship and find this person. And if you can find this person and present to me proof of his evil deeds, and I can talk to him, then perhaps we can come to a different agreement. I will give you access to the ship. However, I must insist that you leave the remaining crew and the remaining living passengers on the ship alone. Leave their rooms alone. You can wander the decks of the ship. You can check the cargo deck if you wish, but you must leave the rooms unmolested. Is that agreeable? You have 50 hours to do your search. If it just so happens that this individual reveals themselves to you, then you may apprehend him at your own risk.
I think that sounds agreeable, as long as you can promise that your crew, your passengers, will not harass me and the party that I'm with.
Considering your friends were the ones who harassed, I find that statement rather dubious. The passengers, I have no control over them. If you molest them and they decide to defend themselves, then so be it. My crew, however, I can guarantee you that they will give you all a wide berth.
Thank you. Then I think we've come to an agreement. Is it possible for the next 50 hours that we may have quarters of our own?
You may sleep in the cargo deck. As far as I am concerned, you're all stowaways. And ordinarily the way we deal with stowaways is we throw them overboard. But considering you all decided to begin murdering my crew and my passengers, there will be no negotiation beyond this. You will accept my terms, or you will not accept my terms, and I will eject you from the ship. If you decide with your companions to attempt to attack us once again, then my crew and I will evacuate the ship, and we will alert the authorities, and we will allow them to deal with you all, because as far as I'm concerned, your companions, at least a few of them, are cold-hearted killers.
Well, unfortunately, I cannot speak for the rest of my party, but
then I give you leave to have a conversation with them. I give you leave to exit my office and go talk with them and see if these terms are agreeable. Present them to them and then return. But only you.
I will. And thank you, Captain, for being so hospitable. May I ask, what is your...
What is my what?
What is your name?
My name is Captain Haskell Morgus.
Well, Captain Morgus, thank you very much. I will be finding my party and will return to you as soon as possible.
I wait with bated breath. Get her out of here. And the gentlemen now with the firearms, who have not pointed their weapons away from you. This entire time, they've been watching you like hawks. The portal metal shutter, pulls up into the ceiling, and one of them opens the door and gestures for you to head down the stairs back to your companions.
Great. I leave the quarters and start heading towards.
Okay. You hear the familiar sound once again of the metal shutter as it seals off the that part of the deck.
So,
Still at that, am I still officially guarding you, or what? She's ignoring me. Oh,
Lafana is just sort of
Cortari.
staring off in the distance.
Cortari, what did he say?
Well, considering the events that have happened, he's quite hospitable. He said he will give us 50 hours until we dock with the next airship. Is that correct?
The next Lyrandar dock, which is in a town called Staralasker.
So we're possibly going 50 hours away from our target?
Well, let's hope that Elric is on this ship. So we have the time to search the ship, look for him. However, there are some terms. We must leave all crew and passengers alone. Do not engage with them. We cannot enter their rooms. We have luckily been given space in the cargo deck. In the cargo deck to live for our quarters. However, we must be as quiet and unnoteworthy as possible. However, he has given us free range on the ship to search for him.
okay, good.
Free reign, but we can't go into any of the rooms, so what if he's hiding in one of them?
Well, I'll knock.
Is this something you all would want? The other, our other option is to vacate the ship immediately. So, do we think that Elric is here?
I don't think we should spend 50 hours looking on this vessel for him. I think we should spend the next hour looking for him on this vessel. And if not, we start bargaining for safe passage off this vessel.
I go down the stairs.
Okay. The stairway is still blocked.
I knock.
You hear the sound of a ting ting ting, the metallic sound as you knock on the metal shutter.
We have to get in to go look. Open the door.
Well, you guys she hasn't returned yet to say if you guys have accepted.
True. So, do we want to accept these terms?
I thought we already did.
Well, all right, I guess accept the terms.
Don't have much of a choice, considering the situation. Yes, Gunny, you are still my personal bodyguard. And you should only hurt people that I ask you to. How does that sound?
I'll protect you.
And she has this, really impatient smile on her face, forced smile, why did you kill everybody?
I didn't kill everybody. The captain's still alive.
Yes, thank you for that. Cortari walked away to give the captain our.
Okay. As you get to the captain, or once again the same pomp and circumstance of him having weapons trained on you. You enter into the chamber. The door is sealed, and the captain is saying, looks at you and says, "Well,
We'll accept these terms. Just one question. Should we leave before docking at the next town? Might we have safe passage back to where we came?
well, I can tell you the only way off of this ship is jumping over the railing and floating down to the ground below. We will not be returning to Trollenport. You can all find your way back from Starlyaska."
Lovely. Thank you again.
There's one other thing.
Yes.
Ding, ding, ding.
I will require payment up front from all of you for this voyage.
And how much are you seeking?
How much am I seeking? Well, let's see. There's 6 of you, correct?
Correct.
6 of you. 50-hour trip. I think 2,000 gold should cover it. And I'm being generous.
That's highway robbery. And we loot all the dead bodies.
Please.
Do we find 2,000 gold amongst all of
So he's given you guys a huge discount. I should mention it. Ordinarily, this sort of the length of this travel to Staralaska would cost you all 4,000 gold total.
Also about 1,000 gold. We gotta write these down so we know what the prices of we can get when we start.
Basically, it's no worries. It's like a gold per mile to ride an elemental airship ordinarily. So he's given you a discounted price because basically he doesn't want you to murder the rest of his crew.
Yes, but House Lyrandar, noble would not pay for his journey.
I don't
What a noble
understand. I don't understand why we're on this vessel to begin with right now. We just find the guy, kill the guy, leave. He can charge us per mile per mile from the destination we decide to leave.
I agree with that.
I'd rather owe it to him than cheat him out of it. Let's do this.
Maybe we can give him a down payment initially of something, but not all 2,000.
We'll tell him we'll give it to him before we get there. Just open the door.
Perhaps we can come to an agreement. We will pay it before the journey is over.
And maybe 100 right now.
But we're happy to give you a down payment.
Fine. 10% now.
Kuratari reaches into her vestments and pulls out 200 gold and hands it to him.
Okay. I will deduct 200 gold from you. You now have 360 gold left. He takes the coin from you, and he says, "Thank you for being civil. The shutters will open after you've exited my office."
She stands up and turns to leave.
Once again, they open the doors. The series of doors, the mostly destroyed one, and the metal shutter, and allow you to exit the office.
And I will rejoin the group.
Okay. Behind you, Gunthrow, the shutters that were blocking the stairwell suddenly lift up.
I'll go down.
Okay. Okay. Heading down the stairs, you head to the deck below you. And looking left and right, you see a long hallway, 5-foot wide hallway. You can see now nicks and cuts in the walls from presumably your spectral attackers. And you could hear the sound of someone crying somewhere off in the distance.
I'm going to go towards the front of the ship.
Okay. At the end of the hallway, you see a series of doors. You see another...
I'm following.
Another series of stairs.
I'll follow as well.
Okay.
Atari will follow.
I'll knock on the door to the north. Customs, papers, open the door.
You hear someone from inside that says, hello?
Open the door, customs, papers.
I already showed my papers. What's this about?
I won't ask again. Open the door, papers.
And the door opens, and you can see from beyond that this doesn't appear to be a room. This appears to be some sort of lounge. And you see a passenger who had locked himself inside, apparently. And this woman now is pulling out a pentagonal-shaped wooden box and is shakily handing it to you.
I look around in the room. Do I see anything?
Yeah, you see you see some spilled drinks on the floor. You see some tables. You see a potted plant over in the corner, but you don't see anyone else you don't see anybody else in the room. This person apparently barricaded themselves inside.
As she hands me paper, I'll just grab her hand and poke it with a nail. Does she?
She bleeds and she says, "Fuck!"
Oh, I'm sorry. I think I got a hangnail. Oh, thank you, ma'am. Shut up.
She just sort of looks at you, like her hand up to her mouth as she's sucking on her finger where you pointed her.
Hey, Ender, you wanna, give it a try?
Poking her?
No, knock on the door. Ask for papers. Run the room search. Come on, man.
Ender, opening as you approach the door, Ender, you hear a click as the door is locked.
All right, I'll go to the other door. Same thing.
Okay, knocking on the door. This one, you don't hear anything. Are you knocking to the door to the north or to the south?
North.
Okay, north, you don't hear anything.
Turn the doorknob. Open it up.
It's locked.
Damn. And we got a crowbar. All right, you guys can do stuff too.
Yeah. What are you guys doing? You're all just sort of...
You're all watching me knock on doors. Customs, papers. Customs, papers. Come on, get the papers out.
I guess I'll try to do the same thing. Just go down.
So we're just going door to door, knocking for customs. All
Exactly.
four. I guess
Make
we
sure
all
that they're
four
a
can
living
go to
creature.
different doors. Then we could do 4 different RP sessions.
Well, that's
At the
what
same
I
time.
thought we were doing, but...
Oh,
Ari, as you
Oh, she's just
head down the
confused.
hallway, you see that there's another hallway that bisects it. Almost a cross pattern. You see more series of doors. And most of the doors
Sorry.
appear to be wooden with banded metal. like a reinforced wooden door.
Katari, did you get like a master key that we could like just open doors?
Unfortunately, no, I did not.
Hey guys, this place might be a lot bigger than we thought it was.
Okay, just keep knocking on doors.
Is there any way you have, like, detect undead or detect magic or something that would help us narrow our...
Oh, give me a second. I'm going to try to sniff for some death or decay.
Okay, make a perception check with advantage. You get a hint of what smells like fresh blood coming from one of the rooms on this level where you are.
I'll track it down.
Okay. It appears to be coming from the room that is directly to the south of Koratari.
No real, like, old death or decay.
Nothing that you can sense.
Katari, try that door to your south.
She walks to it and knocks.
It is locked.
I can't really see where the doors are here on this map.
There's little door handles. You see them? They're little.
Oh yeah, I do. They're little rings.
Yeah.
Koratari, I'd like to remind you that you have thieves' tools, if you'd like to use them.
I would absolutely like to use them.
You do have a master key. Look at that.
Ah! So I will use my thieves' tool to try to open this door.
Okay. Let's see. You rolled a 22. As you pull out one of your tools and slide it into the keyhole of the door. You fiddle with it for a bit, and then you hear a sort of like the sound of like a spring and a click, and the door is unlocked.
She pushes the door open and takes a step inside.
Okay. You push the door open, and the door pushes about halfway in before it hits something that's laying on the ground.
Is the room dark, or can I see what's going on?
There is an ever-bright lantern, which is illuminating from the corner, illuminating the room. And looking on the floor, you see what appears to be a human male, wearing commoner's clothing, and he is soaked in blood from what appears to be multiple cuts. And the floor there's a pool of blood that's spread out from his corpse, which has almost reached the door.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's probably me.
Guys, I think you might want to take a look at this.
What is it?
How did that person die?
I'm gonna assume you killed him, Gunny.
You can make a medicine check.
Can I?
Ooh,
Sure.
All right.
That is a 27.
Damn, nice.
That's your one and only critical hit for the night.
Yep.
So going over the body, all of these cuts appear to have come from some sort of an edged weapon. But there is like a smell to the wounds. And depending on how Gunthrold set loose his creatures, it's either of a necrotic smell or a radiant smell.
Oh, it's all radiant. because we're looking for dead.
Yeah, it's some sort of a radiant. It doesn't smell like sulfur. It smells like ozone.
Oh, that was me.
Yeah, I think that was you. We might find a couple more like this as well.
Yeah, but look at it this way. You can toss the room and take anything of value. If you can't unlock all the doors on this floor, Katari, we need to check them all out.
I continue over and start unlocking the next door.
Okay.
So, Lithana wants to think for a second.
The door directly to the north of you, Cortard?
Yeah.
Okay. You, with your passive perception, you hear the sound of, like, running feet on wood away from the door as you unlock it.
She opens the door a couple inches.
Okay.
Hello? Someone in there?
You open the door. You don't immediately see anything, but as you open the door, you hear the sound of wood scraping on wood coming from around the corner. And as you look, you just glimpse a cabinet being closed.
Housekeeping.
You go in, or you want to go downstairs with me?
We're just here to change the sheets.
Yes, don't be scared. And I'll walk in.
I'm
Okay.
gonna block the door
Okay.
after she walks.
Cortara, you walk in. Alri behind you, blocking the entrance into the room. Gunthor, you said you wanted to head down the stairs?
Yeah, hey, go. You want to go with me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to go down the next level.
Those two just head toward the bar. Eli, keep an eye on them.
I'll follow on them.
Okay.
I will walk over to the cabinet and open the.
You hear someone, there is some give, and you can hear someone within, like, straining from effort, just like trying to hold it closed. Would you like to roll a strength check?
Yes.
Okay, I'll roll a strength check for you. Okay, wow, you rolled a 19. You pull it open, and a little girl comes tumbling out, and she has peed herself, and she looks at you and begins backing away into the corner away from you.
Oh, hi. I'm so sorry. Do you need any towels?
And she looks at you, wide-eyed, snot dripping out of her nose, and she goes, "Get away from me! Get away from me!" Meanwhile, below, one deck below, Gunthroll, you enter into an area. You can see now that when you step down the stairs, that the door immediately in front of you was open, cracked a bit, and you can feel the wind rushing in, and the door is just sort of banging and bouncing off of something from behind the door. And as you look beyond the door, you can see what appears to be a very large ballista, which is perched on the very front of this chamber into an open air area. It's pointed directly ahead out into the open air.
Okay. Is this door here locked?
The door is locked.
Well, how are we supposed to check everything if we can't get in?
I mean, you guys were told to leave the rooms alone.
Well, if we can't get anywhere, geez.
That's true. That's the rub.
Hey, I'm gonna try to break it open then, or I'll knock.
You'll knock.
Customs.
Customs. There's no sound from within.
Right.
However, to the other door that's closest to the northern door, you hear someone sawing logs, snoring very loudly.
Henry, you want to go check that one?
Sure. I go check the door.
Okay. How would you like to check the door?
Like turning the knob or pushing the door.
The door is unlocked.
Alright, I open the door.
You see a very small cabin, and you see a man who has got his back to you. He's turned on his side, and he is snoring. And when you open the door, you hear him make a sound like and he turns over, sort of a heavy-set man, stubble on his face, and he turns over, pulls a blanket over his head, and you just see the very tip top of his head poking out from under the blanket.
Can I investigate to see if it feels unnatural?
How do you mean?
Like, do I sense undeath? I'm looking for a vampire that could be disguised. That's all I know.
Okay. Well, how would you like to sense undeath on this person? With your skills as a fighter / samurai.
Cut his head off, see if he bleeds.
See if he turns into mist.
I don't think Ender's gonna know how to deal with that, so I guess I'm going to shut the door.
Okay. You shut the door. You can still hear the sound of this person just sawing logs. Meanwhile, on the deck above you, Kortari, this little girl is in the corner. She's pulled both of her knees up to her chest, and she's wrapped her arms around it, and she's rocking back and forth.
I run in and try to find like a tissue and hand it to her, and I see a little stuffed animal and I shove it into her arms. I'm sorry. Do I notice anything strange about her?
Other than the fact that she has soiled herself and smells of urine? No? Lathana, in answer to your question, you did not see anything. You were kind of preoccupied by all the stabbing and explosive fireballs.
Kortari
You just
will
kind of have to play this one
look
out, I guess.
Can you hear me?
Hello.
Yeah, no.
There.
Okay, sorry. Finally got it to work.
You've been ignoring me this whole time?
Sorry, I was talking into it. I didn't realize it wasn't picking up.
And if I'm your bodyguard, you gotta walk with me at least.
Oh, she's no longer outfitted like a bodyguard. When you come back up to this level of the ship, Lathana's wearing her blonde wig, and her entire outfit has changed to the uniforms of one of the people on the ship.
Still smells like Lathana.
I should mention that Gunthral has been a were-tiger this entire time. Still wearing his outfit.
Do I hear him coming down the hallway?
You hear the sound of footsteps as all three of them appear to be coming back up to this level. And Auri teleports through a wall.
I went through the door, I swear. Gunthral, don't go in that room. There's a little girl. She's very scared, and the looks of you two would probably scare her more. This room's safe, okay?
Oh, did you shake it down and take anything of value?
I am not working on that, but Kortari is taking care of it, so don't worry about it. Just please don't scare her. It's a child.
We gotta work on your pirating skills.
Wait, you said pirating?
Apparently Gunthral has press ganged all of you into a pirating outfit. I wonder what he'll call it. The new pirating crew. Gunthral's Garrotters.
Taco.
Gunthrall, you're heading the opposite end down the stairs?
The only other stairs we got.
Alrighty.
Gotta lead to the cargo somehow.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow him.
Sure.
Sorry, I've done this a few times. Rated ships.
There we go. As you enter into the opposite end of the rear section of the ship, you can see now it's fairly bare. This appears to be mainly a section of the ship that is intended for crew.
I think it's this way. We got
Okay.
everybody.
Following right behind him.
Okay.
Making sure he doesn't kill anyone he shouldn't.
Gonthrow from on this part of the ship, on this lower section, you come across what appears to be a series of cabinets which line this wall. You also see more doors. And as you head towards this little section, another hallway, you see across from you another series of cabinets, potentially. And you see some sort of a porthole, and light is emitting from it in this dark section of the ship and is illuminating the wall directly in front of it.
I'm going to try to smell for the dead or death.
Okay, make another perception check with advantage. Meanwhile, Kortari and Auri are the level above you with the little girl.
Eli, Ender, you come.
I'll follow.
Yeah.
And the other two behind you, or were they at?
This isn't really my type of scenario.
You'll get used to it. You'll pick it up quick.
You don't catch a hint of decay or death, so to speak. However, you're feeling like your eardrums, pressure in your eardrums, and you're feeling this immense energy which is emitting from that little porthole in the wall directly in front of you.
Guess that's like the reactor area.
You're not sure. It, based on your experience, Gunthrow, it could very well be the elemental chamber.
Eli, you won't open up that door in front of you?
I really don't have any. It would be better if we took a rest. It's been a long, long night. Really late.
God, these weak people. Well, since you can't do too much, why don't you just open up all these chests over here and find out what's in them while we go down.
Eli, as you approach the cabinets, on each and every one of them, you see some sort of circular series of runes and some sort of mechanism. With in the center, you can see on each one of the cabinets different like geometric shapes, like presumably something fits into it. Appears to be potentially some sort of locking mechanism.
Have I seen these before based on?
Make a history check. Guthrie, you see more of the same. More cabinets with this strange circular series of runes and this sort of arcane contraption. Presumably an arcane contraption. Eli, these appear to be some type of locking mechanism, a magical locking mechanism, based on your general knowledge of the runes.
Hey,
and
Jenny,
with that 18, you would know that there is realistically there's only a few ways to get into something like this.
Yeah.
There is no sound from beyond the door, Gunthral. As you knock on it, the door immediately to your north.
Is it locked?
It is not.
Open it.
Okay. As you open the door, beyond you just see a series of chests, boxes, presumably cargo.
A small cargo hold. Alright, try to gather a scent in here if there's anything.
You can roll another with advantage if you like. Not catching or picking up anything. Lithana, Ender, you see the same thing that was on the other side of this deck. A series of cabinets with these strange circular arcane devices affixed to the front of them. And the fronts of them appear to be solid. You don't see any seams on them.
Oh yeah, how you doing, Eli? I'll open the door to the north.
Okay. You open the door and you see directly across from you another door. And you see more very large containers and smaller containers, all spread throughout this chamber.
I'll go over to Gunny. Yes, all the cabinets are locked.
Eli, as you begin to pass down the hallway, looking to your right, you see the familiar sight of a House Lyrandar elemental containment unit. And within you see the raw elemental power of the source of the heart of this vessel. And above the porthole, you see written in Elvish the words, Cloud's Destiny. And that's where we're going to end for tonight.